It's really weird because this is like my third crash, I think since 2013. The first two were brutal, man. They kind of broke me emotionally. I think I've been like a broken robot since then. It's like my body's just like
can't be killed if you're already dead.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, you could probably be rewired in some way though. But yeah, it's definitely it's weird because I know this time when this happened last time, I was basically shitting myself, and this time I'm just like, yeah. I don't know what's happened. I've just become detached from the money.
Yeah, I mean, 2019 was so brutal. I mean, I lost 90% of my thing in a slow grind. But if you have faith, you hodl on. You at least earn staking rewards. And
I mean, to give people some hope, right? Because it's all about the hopium. It's an incredibly strange crash, right? It really feels out of place, even compared to the other crashes of previous. First, because it's so fast, and secondly, because the stock markets haven't really crashed it. They're doing like a weird slow grind down, which is ideal, I think, for most people. I think it'll maybe bring inflation under control with a grind down, and then something will break. Maybe it's Bitcoin's got to break. I don't know. Something will break, and then they'll start the QE again probably, and that'll send the markets back up. It's a risk-off trade. Yes, Taskmaster.
I smell more helicopter. Smell more helicopter money coming.
Well, that's it. It's more helicopter money. But the funny thing is like Task saying it's a risk-off trade. Task is right. It's crazy. They treat Bitcoin like it's a risk-on trade. So it's like, okay, the markets are doing well, everything's stable. We need to put our money. The money printer's flowing. We've got to put our money somewhere, right? So they use cheap money, and they go buy risk-on assets, which is what they view Bitcoin as. Whereas I'm holding Bitcoin because it's a risk-off asset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it because it's a hedge against inflation. It's a scarce, it's a provably scarce freaking item. It's like the first time in history that's ever happened, and they're treating it like it's a risk-on trade.
Yeah, it's like you're walking through a burning building and you have a bucket of water, and they keep trying to trade you more fire for your bucket of water. You're like, no, I think I'm good.
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah. So and at the same time, they're like their water pumps are being directed away from the fire. They turn them. They go, no. You don't want to put the water on the fire. Put it over there. And you just go, no. I'm on the fire with my own little bucket here. Thanks very much. I'll do what I can. Oh man. Yeah. The market can only disagree with me for so long, Taskmaster.
Like that you're looking in the mirror, it's like the market's the one that's wrong.
Yeah. It's like, what do they say? The markets can remain solvent longer than you can remain. The markets can remain irrational. The markets can remain irrational for longer than you can remain solvent, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is it's great. It's great. I mean, if you leverage trade Bitcoin, I feel for you at the moment, man. I really do. On the long side, at least. If you leverage trade it on the short side, then well done to you. I kind of feel a bit jealous.
People don't know during that bear in 19, like I have a side hustle. I feel like I'm lucky because I know poker, and poker is kind of like a job you can pick up from anywhere. But people don't know I was fucking grinding in 2019 poker, and so I didn't have to sell my Steam at the time. I didn't want to be. I knew it was, I didn't want to be a distressed seller. So my ass went back to work. I was playing poker. So I mean,
get your ass back to work.
During this time, the last thing you can do is sell your asset. You have to survive. That's the name of the game. Survive.
Sell your ass, not your asset.
Exactly. Yeah, my Steam was down like $300,000 at one point. My whole pot. During when it was like 8 cents or some shit. And of course I didn't have any dry powder at the time to buy. I bought Submarine, which I thought was smart, but
goddamn freaking whales, eh? Freaking whales. Some of us can barely even scrape together $300,000 worth of Steam, and you're complaining.
It's all relevant, right? If you lose 90%, it doesn't matter where you're coming from.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, I was calculating because it has been a 90% drop at the very top. And I kind of thought about that the other day. Like, holy shit, in 6 months to drop 90%, that's kind of fucking crazy. And then I was thinking, shit, I lost all this money. And then I was thinking, the whales. And I was thinking, oh man, imagine how much money if I've lost this much money, imagine how much money the whales have lost.
Yeah. Whenever I feel bad, I go look at the Winklevoss twins. Like, they diamond hand their Bitcoin. Like, they don't sell tops or bottoms. It's like, these dudes are swinging billions, So it's like, it's just all relative.
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day, I was saying, like, my biggest ever loss in one day with something like 300 grand, right? Which blew my mind. I'm just like a small town guy, man. I'm from a simple family, you know. Like 300 grand in one day loss was insane. It just kind of scared the shit out of me at the time. And then I was talking to another guy, and he was kind of just getting started, and he's swinging like 2-3 grand a day. It's a lot of money. Like $2 grand up and down a day is a lot of money for like 99% of people, even more. And then it just got me thinking, holy shit, how much did my account swing yesterday? And I went and looked it out, and I was like, oh god, it's not worth looking at.
Beginning of 2016, I was living off about $2 grand a month. You're talking about $2 grand a day. You know, that would have been fucking crazy for me at the time, at least. So yeah, I mean, I feel the exact same. You know, when I had a 10K roll and it would go down to 5K, I feel the same. And it goes down to 6 figures. It's weird. It's the same feeling.
Well, do you know what's funny for me, right? So I've been living off 2K a month for since the whole time. Not necessarily. I feel fortunate that I can do that, but not necessarily because I've either had or not had the money. It's because I'm just like a fucking hardcore hodler. I'm living off $2 grand a month for the rest of my life. Even if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, I'm like, no more than $2 grand a month.
Yeah,
I've got to hodl my Bitcoin.
Every dime I spend now is 10 cents, or it's $1. So thinking, if you think in those terms, then it's hard to spend.
It's painful, man. It's painful times. I just push through the pain. Like I focus on what we're doing. You know, everyone in this room as well. You know, we're all working towards this Web3, internet freedom, internet sovereignty. I think that is a just cause, man. It's a just cause. If we can get everyone equal digital rights with no middlemen, no one can say no to you. I mean, that's priceless, bro. That's priceless, and that's really what this all comes down to.
Yeah, agreed. Have something to pursue every day, and that's gonna take your mind off of all the craziness. So.
I saw your rant. Well, it wasn't a rant. It was a great video. It was a couple of days ago, I think. You put a video out, and I really appreciate the words you put into that. You know, I think every now and again we all need a little bit of a inspirational video just put out there, just to knock us back on track.
Gracias.
I can hear you, even though you might not be thinking about me directly at that moment. Something's like reaching out the phone, like your hand's like reaching out the phone and giving me a slap around the face. It's like, Mats, get back on track. Get your head back in the right place. You know, I'm sure many people can attest.
I'm talking to myself more than anybody. So.
Yeah, are you looking in the mirror, Dan?
Yeah. Only you can hold you accountable.
Yeah. The way I see this, Dan, right, is you've got the COVID crash, right? The COVID crash happened. And maybe the insiders really knew that it wasn't a big thing necessarily, right? It wasn't as big as everyone was making out it was going to be. Maybe that was what stopped them crashing so much. But let's assume that wasn't there, right? And the market was legitimately out. The way the Bitcoin price went down during the COVID crash is not even close compared to what, right? Mm-hmm. So has something like bigger than COVID just been announced anywhere? Has anyone noticed? I guess there's a war going on, but that was the Bitcoin crash happened separately to that.
Well, the 3AC thing, I'm pretty sure they're already liquidated, so... this is interesting. I mean, it feels like capitulation. If anything, they're just trying to wring out the towel. You definitely go lower, but I just can't see it hanging around here for much longer. There's just so many billionaires underwater right now. Michael Saylor, all these people who are still diamond handing. It's going to be difficult. You know, you're going to run out of coins eventually at these prices. The miners are also the biggest sellers right now. When the market is down, during a bull market, they hodl their coins. When the market's down, they're forced to sell. I think the big event is we're going to see a couple of big miners go belly up, and that's going to be one of the strong bottom signals for me. But you know, I'm not the guy that's going to look at the chart and say, "Oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen." I've been here long enough to realize events are what change the market, right? Sentiment can change on a dime. That's what people. Yeah. When you're in a bull, you feel like, "Oh my God, this is never going to end. Let's buy mansions and islands." And then when the bear comes, you turn into like this scarcity mindset. It's like, "Oh, please go up 10% so I can sell, please." And it's just that changes on a dime, and I've seen it so many times. So it feels like I don't know. It feels like something's about to happen big. We'll see.
Focus. What are we doing here, right? Are we here to make money, or are we here to build something that's bigger and better than all of us, right? And I think the latter is the more important thing. Focus on that. This is just a challenge. It's just part of the challenge, you know. And the more you can maneuver yourself around this shit and get your head into the right place and focus on the build and achieve something, you know. Just making money on crypto isn't really achieving anything, but actually building something tangible that people can use is legit. And that's what the focus is right now for me, and hopefully other people.
Yeah, just have a plan. You know, just have a plan. It's like I feel like Mr. Bean on the roller coaster, emotionless. Like I've been on these round trips you know, so many times with so many cryptos, you know, Seam, Hive, so many times, pretty much all of them, right? But my plan is always, you know, find the fundamentals, invest in projects that I can invest in myself in terms of I can actually help make a difference. That means it's still small enough to be have the room to actually be a life-changing investment. And then, you know, like let the chips fall where they may. But if you understand that you're going into with that mindset, and it always helps to find a coin to actually have some staking, because if you're earning a little bit of staking rewards, that kind of offsets not being able to buy tops and sell bottoms, because you get paid for your diamond hands, right? You get earned a bit more coins. Sure, you might not be earning as much as a skilled trader. Very few people are skilled traders, and people don't understand. A lot of skilled traders get lucky. Some of the best poker players in the world, very lucky. You know, yeah, they have skill, but it doesn't mean they have so much more skill than the next guy. So it's just so many things that you can't control in that arena. But what you can control is your plan. And as long as you have a plan, whatever happens to the price, if you're letting that mess with your mind, you're going to become exhausted. You're going to become a lesser version of yourself. So it's like, for me, hey, I know what my Hive is. It's locked up. I'm earning 10, 11, whatever the interest is total on it every year, which is great, compounding. And I'm building, and it's like whatever happens to the price, happens to the price. Because I'm not looking to sell right now. I think, you know, I'm going to start looking to sell a decade from now. That's when I think that Web3 is going to be very prominent. That's when this real estate is going to be very, very valuable, and the people that can actually hold on throughout that time should, you know, nothing's ordained, but if you're right, you're going to be very, very, very right. And if you're wrong, you know, leave yourself a few more outs.